Alright, hello world. It appears I'm actually on time for the first time in pretty much forever, so yeah. Um, yeah, well, I'm sorry, my brain is like completely fried today. This is day 83 of studying compilers every day until I land a compiler role. Um, yeah, it's been a tiring day. I registered for classes today. I went to the rest of my classes. Nothing really interesting happened, but yeah. The first thing on the list is an announcement, but I'm gonna save that for like a couple more minutes in. For now, first I'm gonna talk about what I was thinking about with like calling convention stuff. Um, yeah, so I've decided we can't really do regalloc until we have registers, so or at least like a lot of the calling convention stuff. So I believe the plan will be we take I guess like we can kind of generate calling convention later on to some degree. Um I'm trying to think if there's like a better way to do that, but what I'm thinking is maybe like a param node and then uh or I guess that will serve as like a terminal for some registers at least, I think. Or maybe I don't really need to do that. Maybe I could just like make um I guess like yeah, we kind of have just like explicit registers for params. So we could generate that like that at least. I don't know. I'll think about it later. Um yeah, my YouTube overlay is doing strange things, which is not ideal. Um Or actually, wait, no. We know the number of parameters, so I think we can at least generate the call side convention. On the callee side, that might be a little bit more confusing, though. We should probably make like a push registers node, I think. I guess like, Actually, I don't know. We could just keep like the notion of a function and then we can generate more explicit calling convention later. I'm not sure. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm gonna look into this a little bit and then I'll do the announcement thing. Yeah, let's look at the brown sheet. Okay, there's like some pile down here, at least. Okay. Registers. So we put things in there, we push on the stack. And then call. Okay, so call does actually just account for that, which is helpful. If as a return value, it will be stored in RAX. Okay. So then, so let's just, I'm trying to think if there's a way we can like reuse the RAX stuff, but I feel like we're gonna need to move it to a register anyway, so I don't really think that matters that much. Yeah, so we need to figure out a way to, I guess, indicate save caller save registers, and then we need to find a way to indicate save callee save registers. But that might be like, that might have to be something we worry about later at least. Yeah, that might be a little bit confusing, but yeah, the call, it looks like it should be fine, at least. It should push the return address, so we should be able to cut out a little bit of the work in the middle. Alright, where am I? I guess we could go to gen trees, that is the part we care about. So where are all the to-dos? This one we need to figure out later. So this, we don't need to push the return label. Yeah, so we need to push color save registers. Let's push params, I guess. Let's go, Lucas. Good to see Brazilian representation. Yeah, thank you for showing up to the stream. Okay. Yeah, so we push color save registers. We want to move the params. Yeah, and then we call the function. We don't need a ret label, but then we just need to restore color save registers. Maybe I could make like a color saved and then like a. I could just, I don't know. I'm not really sure how to handle that yet. But this shouldn't be that bad, at least. Yeah, okay. And then we want to move the return value into a variable. Yeah, we want to do that. What was the announcement? I haven't said it yet. I want to get a little bit of work done first before, I guess, yapping about that. Because I was like thinking about all of this stuff a little bit before stream, so I want to at least get it all written down while it's still fresh. Yeah, okay. So then, yeah, we don't really have a good way to do these two at least yet. So that might cause a little bit of headache. Yeah, so we have that, and then current value of E should be pushed onto the stack. And then allocate for local variables. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so then we put the return value in there. And we just clean up. Okay, so maybe we want to do that as well. We want to, I guess, just like allocate as well. Maybe we don't need to actually. Maybe I'll worry about that later. Okay. So then I want to config NeoVim, but too lazy. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. It's like, it's a lot of work. I think lazy NVim is, or lazy Vim, I forgot what it's called, but lazy's distro, like NeoVim distro seemed pretty solid. I've heard good things about that one specifically. Okay, so then, and then the cleanup stuff should just be, I think it's just ret, right? This is placed there, so then we free the space. Maybe we should add like an allocate space in here, maybe. Yeah, I guess allocate would go here. Yeah, so then that would be fine. Okay, so we want to, at the start of this, or no, that's the start of it, right? Or we have like start function, right, or something like that. Yeah, we need to figure this out. So the label, we need to push that. Okay, and then Yeah, so this is the stuff we need to clean up. Okay, so then... Yeah, I think all of the, like, register saving part of calling convention we might have to wait until later to do, which is a little bit annoying, but I think if we have the notion of a function, it'll make it a little bit less awful. We just kind of have to, like, be smart about the way we do it, I guess. Or maybe that also means we might have to like group things into quote unquote functions still, even if it's not really like a thing. Yeah, I think that might be the play. Okay. So then we clean up stuff. So we free the stack space, we pop registers, and then call ret. Right? Yeah. So that, pop, and then... Yeah, we want ret at the end. What's good, Goovier? I'm doing alright. Hopefully you're doing alright as well. So we want to deallocate stack space. Possibly. Yes, we do that, and then we want to restore registers. We want to pop the return address, which lives somewhere. Where does it live? Oh, is it just ret actually? Oh, I think it is just ret then. That's nice. So then we don't need to do any of this. Yeah. This should be all we need to do in there. Okay, yeah. I think that's a good place to like take a quick pause. So yeah, now I'm gonna do like a little announcement thing. So I might have landed a compiler internship. And this is very good news for me because that means I technically have a quote-unquote compiler role. With that being said, I do very much enjoy streaming, so I think I will continue the series. I also don't want to count it as like a quote-unquote role formally because it's not really like a full-time role, I guess. So I think I will keep the series going until I land like a full-time role at least. Yeah, the position is at a local trading firm, and in the interview they were basically like, yeah, you have like, we'll give you like a summer to just like mess around with our GCC toolchain. So hopefully I get to do some crazy stuff there. It's gonna be a good time, but yeah, my foot is officially in the door, I think, which is very, very huge. With that, once again, I think I will keep streaming until I hit a full-time role at least, or at least continue the series. Even once I get a full-time role, I think I will pivot to like some sort of different series. So yeah, that is like the big news. Yeah, I guess even still, I will still be here streaming every day because I still want to get a full-time role. So yeah, that's like the big announcement tangent. Something I've been thinking about in light of this is maybe having like a little bit looser of a stream schedule just because I want to like, I'm thinking about like whether I want to stream every day, and the answer is like low-key I kind of miss having weekends. So I might think about like taking some weekend, at least like part of the weekend off, if not the entire weekend from streaming, but maybe I'll do that, maybe I won't. That'll be kind of a spur of the moment decision once I hit the weekend. Yeah, I might be a little bit looser with my schedule, just given the fact that I have technically landed something at all now, at least. Do you get hired? Just an internship for now, but it's still something at least, yeah. Also, I saw a couple comments above that I forgot to respond to. To-dos in the code is good because being literally in the code, we can search. Yeah, exactly. So if I search grep to-do, all of my to-dos are here, which is quite nice. There's a lot of stuff, but that's kind of to be expected. Do you have an IR gen phase before cogen? Yes. I guess if I zoom out a little bit, we have like a formal front end, middle end, and back end. The front end is like the parser down to the optimizer IR. The middle end is like the everyone's favorite code transformations. And right now I'm starting to build out the back end, and it's very minimal right now, but we're getting there. Day in the life as a compiler in turn 1? We'll see. I'm not sure if they'll let me do that. They very much will not let me do that, actually. I imagine a lot of stuff is proprietary, so that might be tough. Maybe I'll make a video. Maybe I won't. That might be fun though. I'll write that down. That seems like a good idea. Yeah. What do you think helped you? I think the big thing is just like, honestly, I think a lot of it is just getting really, really lucky. Like I'm at the company that I will be interning at our career fair. So like that is already like a really big shot of luck because local companies are already like kind of hard to find. They're kind of like far off the radar. So it's a little bit harder to like find these sorts of opportunities. But I think like on top of that, I just had like a really good conversation with the recruiter there. And then he also happened to be the person that was interviewing me. So it was just like a win in pretty much every way possible. And I think I did just get really lucky, factually. If I were to recommend things to do for people that like want to break into the field, I think working on one of the large like open source compiler frameworks, I think would help at least in terms of like standing out. If not that, at least like working on a personal compiler project or like having done some sort of like formal academia work with compilers at least. I think those are like the big 3 projects that will probably help people break into the field. How are you using NeoVim? Using WSL? Yes, I'm using WSL Fedora. Have you heard of Sea of Nodes? I have not. Open source explanation stream? Maybe, yeah. That might be worth it. What's the interview process like? It's not really different from everything else, I think. It's just a little bit more tailored. Sometimes you'll get like really compiler specific, very compiler specific questions, which are a little bit annoying, but I mean, you kind of should know it anyway. It's like, you occasionally will get stuff like, just like what is, or like explain like what recursive descent versus bottom-up parsing is, or like what is an IR, or like what is SSA form, just like the usual I guess compiler theory pile. It's definitely all very learnable. You just kind of need to like have seen it before. I remember last year I interviewed for NVIDIA and they gave me a question which is just like optimize this code like a compiler would, and I kind of just like short-circuited. So don't do that if you're interviewing. Why C++ rather than C? I like having data structures, and also just a lot of frameworks use C++, so I thought it was good practice at least. If I were to start from scratch, I would actually not use C++. If I start from scratch and I didn't care about like learning C++, I would just use Rust. I feel like it would have all the benefits with like all the benefits and then some, arguably. So I think that would be very worth it. I'm new to C++ and suppose I came from TypeScript or Python. How to print and debug? It's all kind of just like different cuts of the same cloth. I think you just have to like, it's all like the same techniques. You just have to, I guess, apply them at least. Yeah, it's just like you kind of just have to like look at the syntax, but there is like some way to print. There's some way to like look at things. So like, yeah, I don't think there's too much special to outline. Anyway, yeah. So Yeah, where was I here? Calling convention, right? Yeah, I was in calling convention stuff. I was in tree generation. Okay, so I need a notion for like, I guess dealing with callee saved and caller saved registers. Reason I like C++ over Rust is the amount of control it offers. I think that's fair, yeah. But also I feel like Rust is kind of just like more unified as a language. Like C++ is kind of just like a couple, like it's like 4 different languages in a trench coat. So like I think it will just be a little bit messy. Okay, parameters. How do we do this? So we have get arguments and then what type is this? This is a vector. Okay, so I guess I could just work with that and iterate over it. Yeah, okay. So, okay. So let's do, and we do need like a number, I think. Yeah, because if we go past 6 parameters, we're gonna need to like just throw it on the stack. So yeah, let's do that, I think. So we're gonna do like num_params equals I get arguments size, I think. We can do that. And then yeah, this seems fine. What was more tedious work writing the Lexer or parser? I used the parser generator, which sounds like it'd be either more or less tedious, or at least like more tedious because like you have to like encode it by hand. But that also let me just skip the Lexer completely. So the Lexer was non-existent. So I guess it's kind of not really a good, or I guess like there's not really a good way to answer that question. Okay. I equals 0, I is less than num_params. What type is this? Size t, yeah, whatever. If this ends up creating a bug, then like unlucky, I guess. Okay, so then, so let's just do a switch block over I think. I don't think this is the worst idea in the world. So if this is 0, so we want to handle 0 through 3 with just like, or 0 through 5 with predefined registers. Otherwise, we default. Yeah, okay. There's no Lexer. It's just a parser generator. So I use this library called Pectool, which is parser expression language template. Wait, yeah, template library. Yeah, so it's like it's a header only library. You kind of like give it parameters, and it generates a parser for you pretty much. So in this parser file, there's like some helper functions, and then there's like this whole big pile of just grammar. So like these define a bunch of keywords. There's some like tokens that are like very common. This defines like white space and like ignorables. We have some like other helpers, and then this is like where the actual language begins. So like this is all stuff that like defines an expression. Yeah, and then we have like all the instructions. That builds up to like function, or we have like the scope thing, and then we have function. And then like we just have like a collection of functions pretty much. Someone should make a simple compiler that visualizes the process. Yeah, that could be cool. It's a little bit hard to, it's a little bit annoying to do, I think. Just because there's like a lot that happens, so it will necessarily be really slow. Yeah. Writing a straightforward recursive descent parser is the way for learning? That's probably fair, yeah. I just did not care about parsing, to be honest. I feel like at least just when looking through the literature, it feels like all of the big textbooks just spend way too long on parsing. So I've been like trying to avoid that as much as possible because that's kind of like the non-interesting part to me, at least. Like, it feels like you just like spend 5 weeks like reading about parsing, and then like the next chapter is literally like, oh, by the way, there's this neat little thing called bison that exists, and you're like, well, crap, okay. So it's like, and nothing has changed in like 20 years. Like, I don't think it's too worth. I don't think it's too worth covering, at least. Have you read Engineer Compiler? It's in my, I guess, like, completely legally acquired library. I haven't like properly read through it, but I was referencing it earlier for bits and pieces of this, at least. Like, for instance, I was looking at it to relearn tree tiling for instruction selection. Can you put the chat on your end onto the stream? That's something I thought about. I couldn't think of a good way to, I guess, actually overlay it, just because I'd have to like, I think I have to like update the chat link every time, because YouTube is just one of the worst streaming platforms known to humankind. So I ended up not doing that, but someday I might do like a big production overhaul, maybe around like Christmas or something. No guarantees, but if I do, I think I'll put the chat on the stream. I have ideas for what to do though. Okay, so let's make a register. Let's make a register here. How do we make a register? We have the thing, right? Nondescript thing. We have the operand manager, so we can just get a register from it. You're gonna land a compiler by Christmas though? That might be a bit ambitious. Yeah, I have an internship for the upcoming summer, but I might not have I might not have the capacity to take a full-time role yet. Should look into Sea of Nodes. Interesting. I guess I should look it up. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I've not heard of this. That's crazy. How does this differ from LLVM, at least? That's my initial question. Okay, yeah. That's pretty funny. Sure. Compilation methodology. Oh, interesting. Simple. Interesting. I might give this a look. This might be like a fun side project for me. Yeah, okay. Well, thanks for sharing. I should definitely write that down, actually. Okay. Whoa, okay. Yeah, so we need to... So we have like... We want a register of some sort. Or, we don't really... that doesn't really make sense. Okay, so I guess we always just have one instruction of some sort, I think. I need to figure out how I'm gonna plan on pushing caller save registers. Yeah, that will be an interesting exercise in and of itself. I think I'm gonna like leave just like a placeholder node there, and that will, I guess, we can do something with that node once we get down to like regalloc stuff. But until then, I think we kind of just have to leave this as is. The other way we could do this is like a maybe push node. So we can like, sort of like how we have fee instructions that pseudo exist, I think. Do we have those? Let's check instruction. Okay, we don't have fees in here yet. I should probably add like a hint instruction of some sort. Yeah, I should probably do that. That might be interesting. The R has data and control flow in the same graph? Interesting. Basic blocks later. That makes sense, yeah. I imagine like, I guess like, the thing that confuses me just out initially is just like the reason we use basic blocks is just to simplify the control flow graph. So I guess this, I feel like this would make a mess, but I don't think that's inherently a bad thing, maybe. Not put into basic blocks until later though. Interesting. I might have to think about that more to, I guess, come to a proper opinion. Okay, so we want an operand. Or yeah, let's do operand, putter, reg, I guess. Can you do this maybe? Or LIR, whoops. Yeah, we can just do that. Reg equals we want to get register. And this takes we do this, and then we give it, what's the order? I think ESP is first. Ugh, yuck. Alright, what are the registers again? We have the D registers, that's what we have. Yeah, okay, we have the D registers. So, is this valid code? RCX? Windows, oh. Oh, is that different? Wait. There's Linux, x86. There's no way it's different. That would be insane. Oh my god, it's different. Oh, that is dubious. That is devious. That's crazy. Ah, that's awful. I mean, I guess that makes sense. That seems fair enough. But I don't know. It's just like anytime I see like inconsistency, it just annoys me. The Windows one seems like the sane choice, but I guess we just decided to throw more in for some reason. Yeah, okay. Well, interesting. Okay, so let's... I'm just gonna assume Unix for now. Windows does it different. Okay. I hit Q. Whoops. Let's open that up again. Okay. So what is this proper order again? Okay, so DI, this is in fact not the right one. So EDI, we want ESP or SI. Wait, no, this order is, wait, am I insane? Is this order the other way? Ah, this is confusing. Ah, okay. Completely different, okay. Well, that's not very ideal. Wait, what? Wait, they are just complete. Wait, am I getting gaslit here by like the cheat sheet? Wait. Wait, what? Okay. This is not ideal. Windows, but I'm compiling for like Unix is the thing. So I wanna get this right on the first try. This call. I could also just be lazy and make them all stack variables, but like, that sounds a little bit silly. So maybe I don't do that. Okay, well, Wikipedia is not helping me here. Yeah, maybe I should just make like a separate calling convention struct. That would actually probably be the portable way to do this. I should probably do that. But also, what if I didn't? Yeah, grr. Grr, okay. Oh, full blind, 1 second. There's Dark Reader. Okay, surely it's in here. It had to be up. Okay, all good. Boolean rules for how structs are passed? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that one. For now, I think I will just avoid the struct issue altogether. And that might save me a little bit of headache. Once I get to that point, I think I will figure that out. But the website's gone. What the hell? This is miserable. Oh, it's Hello Kitty. So it is. Wait. Okay, so it is those then. Or that's what the AI says. Oh, why is every page light mode? Okay. Thank goodness. Yeah, this might be the plan. Okay. Ah, yeah, okay. So it is just the ones on here. Okay, so this is, maybe we should just add the 64-bit sizes to this as well while I'm at it. And so we're gonna paste that. Let's make a macro, make this R. So we can do that. And then let's make a new macro. Let's go to the end. Get rid of the D. Okay, perfect. It's like that wasn't even a concern to begin with. I kind of want to interweave these though. Yeah, let's do that. Or let's make a new macro. Let's undo all of this real quick. Macro word. Paste above, or wait, what? Okay, macro. Let's yank. Let's paste above. Change this to R. We want to. I hope this works. So that made 1 billion RCXs. That might not be what we're looking for. Yeah, we'll just do that by hand. If you get rid of virtual, the enum will be its numeric value in the instruction coding. Yeah, I guess. But I also feel like I think it's necessary, at least the way I'm implementing this, at least. Unfortunately. And it might just be a bad design choice, but oh well. Does this work? That very much does not work. Yeah, we're just gonna do it by hand. This might have been troll, but oh well. I will deal with the consequences. Oh wait, no, this is very troll. This was so dumb. Okay, we're gonna let's not do it this way actually, because I just realized this is dumb. Yeah, if you're new to my streams, you will notice what I frequently do is I make a bad design choice, and then I'm like, wait, no, I should have done it the other way. And then I immediately revert and go back to doing it the bad way. It's very common for the way I do things. Oh, wait. There we go. Alright. So we've done that now. At worst, we can just commit this and have a superficial change in for the day. Okay, so we should probably use the 64-bit registers here. Yeah, I think we should do that. Even if we're just only reading 32-bit values from them. Have the size of the operation and the register name be different. What do you mean by that? Like, oh wait, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah. All of my instructions should have like a size, or at least the ones that like operate on registers in a meaningful way have a size. Yeah. So that should resolve that. I don't really think. Can I just get away with only using the 64-bit registers for the most part, and just like stick 32-bit values in? Okay, so we have. Oh, wait. Whoops. This one is R8. This is R9. Okay, and then. Oh, we can't even do reg here, I think. Risk subset of x64 and then only look at the sizing, storing, and loading. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna try and like keep things as, I guess, as production precise as I can get without like chopping my arms off, I think. Let's just make this an instruction. Or, wait. We can't do I here. Do that maybe, and then I guess we could default this to null pointer. Okay, so then otherwise inst equals. We can just push and then like. So we want to. Oh wait, it should be a unique putter, right? I'm using unique putters for the list, right? What is instructions? It's okay, list of unique pointers. I need that. Yeah, so we need that. I don't know, maybe there's a better way to do it than this. I don't really like the way this looks. Okay, maybe I am just gonna make the thing, I guess. What is... I thought about using context for something. This might not be... Yeah, this... I don't... I'll worry about that once I get there. What's the hacky way of doing this, and what's the not hacky way of doing this? Versus here. Oh, huge. Okay, I'm gonna use std array. So this is color register num. So we do that, and then this is size 6. This is arg registers, I think. Yeah, so we can do this, and this is... Okay, we can... we can probably put this somewhere up here. Right? Or... let's just define it in here. What is... why is this broken? Heh. C++ array of enum? It's definitely a thing. Oh wait, am I mathing wrong? No, I'm not mathing wrong. Wait, so... yeah, I just used the mouse for a second. That might be grounds for execution. How's the grind going? Good to see you. Yeah, I'm still waddling through instruction selection right now, but I think that is just how it's gonna be for the foreseeable future. So why is this broken? Wait, what? This is not what I'm looking for. Is there like... why is this happening? Is it because it's an enum class? Okay, let's get rid of this switch block real quick, so I don't have to stare at it anymore. Maybe I'll just throw this at the top real quick. Why not a C array? I didn't want to use a C array, but it's looking like I might have to. So let's just do that. Right? That, or... Yeah, okay. Maybe I just like I kind of want to make these all new lined, but then I'd have to like turn off Clang format. Yeah, this definitely looks better, and it's definitely more readable. Clang format really dislikes it though, so we're gonna Clang format off, and then on. There we go. Yeah, okay. So then... Yeah, okay. So we can go here. Yeah, so then if I is less than 6, then the reg equals... Let's go up a couple lines so I can like read all of that again. Yeah, I guess we could do that. Is that what do we call that? Yeah, we can do arg reges. We can shorten this. Ah, what the hell? We'll keep it. See, this is what I mean. I keep like thinking to do things and then I decide against it. So we want OM get register, and it takes this. And then, what type is this? Register putter. So then we want a move instruction. Yeah, we have move. That's nice. Yeah, so then we can... There's a chance the registers are different size, so how do we handle that? We can... two suffixes. So I guess we could just zero extend these, right? Or maybe we shouldn't. That would be irresponsible. Let's just sign expend it. Okay, so we should probably add like we should add another size to this as well. In the event that this becomes significant. So let's do that. Dist size, source size. That's maybe like this. This seems reasonable. I forget what my size type is actually. I know I have it defined somewhere. Data size. Yeah, so we definitely have this. So like oh my god, this makes such a mess. You know what? We're only working with... We're just gonna like use 64-bit registers, and we're just gonna read from the 32-bit registers. I think that is what I'm gonna do, because currently all we have type-wise is just ints. We only have ints, which are 32-bit, so we can just do this very lazily, I think. And then if I decide to add types in the future, which is becoming increasingly scary, it could be something I do. It could be something I just decide to forego altogether, but for now I think I can just hard code it. And we should be in pretty good shape. Yeah, I tried doing like a big type system overhaul and like add more types, and then it turns out that it's like really difficult, so I ended up not doing that. Yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. I should probably add it to do types Lamau. Or maybe we could like add a source type something. I'm not sure. Anyway, okay. So we also need to change the constructor. Actually, I just realized if we're changing this dist size. All right. So this would be B to L. Yeah, okay, so left and then right. Wait, what syntax is this again? Wait. Okay, so we want to do AT&T syntax, so this is the one we care about. See if nodes would help? That's true, but well, what if I didn't? Yeah, okay. This is AT&T syntax. So we can first second it, I think. Wait. What syntax does this use? AT&T, okay. So it's source destination. Oh, I need to rewrite this line. Whatever, it's fine. I needed to change this anyway. Let's paste this. Destination size. Yeah, okay. I mean, this is just life. I'm sure the compare won't be confusing in the future. There's no way that will be confusing, of course. It's a one suffix. Oh man, there's so much more slush that I need to think about. Okay, I need to add suffixes to things because I forgot to do that. So move is fine now because we fixed it. Push I think should be fine. What? Wait. Wait. Some instructions like red do not use suffixes. Have you tried oil? Yes, I do use oil. Sorry, what am I doing? Well, keybinds, they're all in my dot files, I think. They're largely default, but there's like some small quality of life changes that just made sense in my head that I use. Oh my god, this is a nightmare. So okay, so we might need to figure out a way to just zero extend, or at least represent that here, as if this many parameters wasn't enough. Yeah. What am I doing here? What actually am I doing? I should probably I should throw this as another enum in here, I think. So we have this, and then we should have like sign, I guess. Or like extend. So it should be like none, and then like 0, and then sign, I think. Yeah, sign extend. Let's just do that, I guess. I don't know. We need a 2char here. Extend. Extend. Yeah, let's do that. I think that seems fair enough for now. This existing is quite funny to me. Yeah, okay, let's do that. And then... yeah, let's add like 2char here. This takes side, or extend, extend. And we want a switch block. Set none. And we return an empty char. Is that a thing? Oh, that's not a thing. Oh, that's really annoying. It just omits. Okay, so I could just add that then, right? I could just do that, maybe? Or maybe I could just use a string and call it a day. Yeah, okay. We could just treat it specially, I think, to be safe when we get to printing. Anyway. So then what else do we have to do? We have 0 extend and sign extend. This is a 0, this is S, I think. It's an S, right? Yeah, it's an S. Okay. So we do that, and then just because we're pedantic, we can just unreachable it. So we will cause problems for ourselves in the future. But yeah, I think there was like there was a warning that was being thrown without the stud unreachable, in case anyone is wondering why I'm writing the world's worst code known to humankind. What was I doing there? Oh, I remember what I was doing there. Anyway. So then we can go back to instruction real quick. Do you go to like string assembly? I need to print it somehow, so that is the utility of that. This is gonna be broken. So we want extend that. I think this is fine. Yeah, and then we have push. I'm just gonna be lazy with push, I can't lie. I do not care. This all seems fine. Curious to my compilers. I took a class and I thought it was cool. So then I did research and I gave like a presentation, and I guess after that here I am. So, yippee. Okay, I think this is a good place to, I guess, leave the instruction slush off. There might be one other thing somewhere that I'm missing, but I think it's fine. Okay, I think we need suffixes for. Yeah, we need suffixes for these. God damn it. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we want data size once again. And then the compare. One suffix. I assume these need to be the same size. CJump doesn't need anything. This needs a line break, but it doesn't need anything. Okay, let's update this thing now, which, oh boy. It's actually not a lot, it's just that. Huge. Or wait, no. I don't know, we need to update other things. We need size here. And then that's it. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's clean this up. We might just want to rewrite that one from scratch, I fear. Yeah, so let's just steal this. Can I just paste this down here? Yeah, we can do that, and then do this. Do this. Yeah, everyone's favorite constructor writing experience. Okay, next thing is down here. This needs size. Okay, cool. So that's all good. And then, yeah, let's commit this real quick. Oh boy. Let's do that one real quick. I forgot what I changed in that. I just added registers. Okay. Okay. So we add more register sizes. Or let's try that again, actually. 64-bit. Okay. Okay. Next, let's add. What was in data size again? Oh. Add sign extend to data size. now we update instructions to be correct. Okay, so now after that big tangent, we can finally go back to where we were trying to go, which was tree generation. So we want to generate this. So this is a move. This is move equals stood make unique. Let's do that, and that is, so this has extend. Alright, we should make a separate extend thing. Types? What was I doing here? Oh. Source size equals to LIR? Or what's it called? We had a thing in here again. From MIR. Damn it. Did I include a header? Yeah, okay. Where am I? So this takes oh, that's an I. Okay. Damn it, that's so inconvenient actually. Argnum, I guess. Num args. That's not confusing at all. we've got argnum and we've got numargs. What could possibly go wrong here? Just do arg. Arg. Okay, so we can do this. Alright, we can just do this, I guess. JK or I? Or L? No good reason. Yeah, we can do that actually. And which is the best of all worlds. Or the worst of all worlds actually. It's definitely the worst of all worlds. Yeah, this is truly the worst of all worlds. Okay. Yeah, so we can do this, and then we can get the register. This takes finally I get type. Okay. This is argnum. Okay, so now we can. So we want extend 0, I think, or no, we want extend equals source size. So we can do a ternary here. Yes, we could like data size quad word, I think. Or it's this quad word. It's that, then we can extend none, otherwise we can sign extend, I guess. Let's be responsible. Where the hell did I go? Okay. So we have this now. And then maybe we could do this instead. No either. Okay. So now we can finally do all our stuff. So extend. We want source size. Data size. Quad word. We want. What is the source here? Oh, wait, let me just put something there for a second and then we can reg. What's the project maximum and Darius? How are y'all doing? I am still wrangling with instruction selection after a week, which is completely to be expected, but even still, it's a little bit annoying, I guess. Okay, so auto source equals resolve value? Yeah. So then we want I get arguments. Let's just think like args equals I get arguments. Like that. So we do args, and then we can index by argnum. Yeah, so that should have a value there that we can resolve somehow. Yeah, so we can do that. There is a chance this will cause issues down the line, actually, but surely it doesn't. Oh, wait, it might. It might cause problems. Guys, it might cause problems. Yeah, okay. I need to lock in. The thing I'm concerned about is maybe if like we could accidentally merge it into something before this point. So I'm gonna need to adjust the way I handle where is this? It's in LIR tree. In merge trees, I need to change the way I handle the logic here. So we want to push it back regardless, I think. So we can do that. Yeah, okay. This makes sense then. Or maybe we could like nest a little bit. I don't think it's that bad actually. We can kind of invert this. So we can do that, and then we can like yeah, we can do that, I guess. Wait, what? No, we don't need this anymore, actually. Right? Wait, why was it pushing back to merge trees anyway? What was I doing? Yeah, I did not cook here. Yeah, that did not seem right. Yeah, okay. Or, no, that made sense before, but it doesn't make sense anymore. Yes, this makes more sense now. Yeah, we can just do this, I guess. Okay, so that would be a problem for future me to worry about. Yes, then this should still be fine. And then we can change this to source, and then test. Okay. Alright, what is wrong here? That is a unique pointer to node. That's not ideal. It's cool seeing the YouTube algorithm recommend this. You have a new sub. Good night. Well, yep. Take care, and thank you for showing up to the stream. Have a good one. This resolve value thing is not gonna work anymore. Alright, is this gonna work? No, because that's a node, and then we can't use that node in here reasonably. I need a better way to figure out tree merging, but that's, I don't know, I'll figure that out later. Yeah, okay. I don't think we can greedily tree merge. I don't know, I'll think about it later. So I guess the question is, how do you get the source value? Because what is this, at least? That's a register. Yeah, this needs to be like a... what type? This needs to be an operand type. Maybe we make like a resolve operand helper of some sort? Yeah, and then that also goes into the operand thing, which will be helpful, at least. Okay, so we can, so we have resolve value, and then we have LAR operand star resolve operand. I can do this. And we can put this down here. Okay, so then we can do the same thing here, but differently. So if this is a literal, we want to... Wait, don't I have a thing in... Wait. Okay, so we do need to do something different here. So if it's literal, we want to get immediate. This takes literal, get value. Otherwise, we want get register, and this takes in stud to string, and then we get the number. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so now we can use resolve operand in here. Yippee. Okay, that fixes our problem. What size is this again? Uh-oh. We might have to we might have to figure this one out. What is cond? That's just a generic value, actually, so we can't do this, actually. We can't... This could just be a straight up number, so we should change this to resolve operand. Right. Cool project, building my rendering engine. Ooh, fun stuff. But yeah, glad to see that I am inspiring you to some degree. Okay, so this just takes conj now, at least. Oh boy, this is terrible. I think we're just assuming registers are 64-bit by default. Yeah, and then we're only doing like non-64-bit reads from registers, I think. I think that is how we are handling things. And that shouldn't cause any correctness issues, I think. Yeah, it shouldn't cause correctness issues. Okay, let's do like a 32-bit read, maybe? Yeah, we need a 32-bit read, actually. Yeah, we might need to overhaul this a little bit later. For now, I think just having this existent is good. Data size, double word. Let's do double word. I might end up just like making everything a long instead of dealing with this mess, because this really sucks to do. It sucks to wrangle with these types like this. I'm not sure why I made everything an int, actually. That was very troll. Like, I know why, but like, why? Okay. Let's see about this. I think this is fine. So we're moving from the operand to the register, and then we want to assembly. We want to push back to instructions. So we're gonna push that back. Yeah, and that's all we need here. Otherwise, we want to just push. Do we have a size on? Do we have a size on the push command? Yeah, we have a size. Okay. Okay, that should be fine. We could just push 32-bit, right, and call it a day. Yeah, so we can just like steal this. Yeah, so we should probably get this regardless, I think. Let's see what's that. Maybe just in case. We can do quad word here. We can... Yeah, let's do that, I guess. Yeah, okay. Because this will necessarily be larger, I think. And if we need to refactor, we can refactor. Yeah, and the rest of this looks reasonable. What's good, Joatsu, man? Okay, so we can keep these two, and then push equals sid make unique. This takes in source size and then source. Maybe we could like rename this to like, I don't know. Let's just keep it as is. I don't want to overcomplicate it. I say as I in fact overcomplicate it. Okay, I think that's all we need here. Yeah, if it's a... Yeah, we can do that. I think I need the... I feel like I need some of these... I feel like I need some of these comments to make sure I know what I'm doing here at least. I think this is kind of self-explanatory though. Yeah, so we need to allocate stack space somewhere. We need to call the function label. We'll move the return value into the variable. This shouldn't be that hard though, I think. I think we could just, yeah, we could just write the 32-bit into that, right? It's really funny that we're using the 64-bit registers because, well, kind of aren't. I don't know. I'm tired. I think this is a pretty reasonable stopping point. I need to like think about how to handle mixed registers. Let me add that to my list. Yeah, okay. I think that's a good place to call today. Let me commit this real quick. More tree gen progress. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna call it today. Thank you all so much for showing up to today's stream, and I appreciate y'all's support very immensely. I don't think I would still be here streaming if it weren't for just the sheer amount of support that y'all have shown me. Make sure to sub to the channel if you haven't, and like the stream if you enjoyed it. And while you're down there, make sure you join the Discord. It's the best place to get pinged when I go live, and I guess chat with the broader community both during stream and outside of stream. And of course, make sure you connect with me on LinkedIn and add me on GitHub to stay up to date with what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm gonna go enjoy my evening now and get some rest. It's been quite a tiring day. Take care, y'all. Take it easy and have a wonderful rest of your day wherever you are.